with our high level target with the strategy is to increase the average wage in Central Otago to the national average by 2035. So if we look at the average wage in Central Otago, it is 85% of the national average. If we went back 10 years, it would be 80% of the national average. So we were 20% below, we're 15% below. We are growing. The wage is increasing quicker than the national average. So we'll get to 90% if we keep going the way we're going by the end of 2035. This strategy is saying, right, well, can we close the rest of that gap?
Do you count seasonal fruit markets in this calculation?
In some examples, they would get caught in the data might. Sometimes the employment period is too short that they don't. That answers the question. But it is based on wages. So if you are self-employed, you don't pay yourself a wage or something like that, it doesn't count investment income, etc., etc. And the purpose of that target is to, one, I guess, really put it quite, have an ambitious target, but also put it quite simply in terms of what's the difference that this can make to the person on the street. How do you explain what is in it for them from economic development? And I guess one of the main issues that I do hear about in our community is around affordability. So obviously raising incomes is a way to combat affordability. We do have a vision statement as well, but yeah. So I like to keep things simple most of the time. So we do boil down the plan to one page, the whole strategy, and that's really it's got the 4 pillars there. Which then comes through to objectives and projects. And in the projects, if you look at 1.1, so that's a unique project. And then Sarah, if we go to the next page.
Now look at 1.2.
I can only guess what that would be about. There we go. So we know, I should have put this 1.2 slide on, but and then in the strategy, how it goes, each one of those projects then comes through onto an individual page, which is then sort of what do we mean by this project? What's council's role in it? I'm sure you'd have all heard it before. Can council solve that? Can council solve all the problems? We don't control everything as council. Some things we do control. A lot of the other things we have to get there through influence and collaborating with other partners. So that really determines how we might get there. And then under the activities, the bullet points are really a series of projects that could be undertaken to deliver on that project. And there is more in the strategy than what we are going to be able to do over the 10 years. Part of that reason is because a lot of the initiatives actually do require some collaboration with outside parties. So often it is about feeling and seeing where those commonalities are, where the opportunities are, whether it's a central government agency or something like that for funding or resourcing, or where sectors' interests and drive are too in terms of working on that. And those fall into the work plan that goes through to council. One more page. Sure. So the feedback closes on Friday. So really this is just a last call check-in to, you'll have people that you know that are passionate or interested or vaguely interested in this sort of thing. Please encourage them to put their lead back in. It doesn't have to be overly complicated. Have a look at the panel page, do a keyword search for your key, your hot topic, I guess, the renewable energy. And I think, yeah, feedback can be, oh, I'm not sure about that, or hey, you need to include this, or actually that is a priority for us as well, because we do need to be able to prioritise actions within the strategy too, so we're always going to get that as well. Cool.
Does the ratepayers assistance scheme feature in your economic strategy?
The ratepayers assistance scheme isn't identified individually, but there are actions within the strategy around renewable energy, and in particular looking at consenting processes and things like that. We got quite a bit of feedback around sort of on-farm solar.
Yeah.
What we could do there as an organisation to support the adoption of that.
Cool. I might just have a conversation with Stephanie about the ratepayers assistance scheme and the economic opportunity as well. So something I'm going to be able to refeed and obtain out of sign. So that's
Yeah, so, I mean, we are working with the government in the regional deals, that's one of the ones, the ratepayer assistance scheme. It's one of the options.
Yeah, and I just made the two council on the ratepayers assistance scheme, which essentially sought council's approval for a letter of support for the program, and also noted down the track there might be an opportunity to invest in that as if it comes to.
have forwarded you the economic and the early stage economic analysis. Yeah, it's good. Are we getting that?
Yeah.
Does that ratepayers assistance scheme, is that ready?
You certainly are.
Yeah.
It's in your inbox. Bloody love it.
Okay.
The ratepayers assistance scheme is essentially an idea that's been put together by a number of large councils. They're looking to create sort of almost a national, and rewiring Aotearoa, they're looking at trying to create almost a national funding agency that can access cheap finance that could essentially lend through a council mechanism to ratepayers for rates deferment, for property improvement levies, like development contributions, and could for home improvements as well, which is where the electrification would come in.
$810 million of capex results in $51 million worth of savings per year for the ratepayers of Central Otago. That's pretty significant. So the line. Yeah.
And I haven't, not too upstate, Mike, but they are.
Business cases with DIA, now DIA is being DIA and telling us that we can't have things until 2027. And then the legislative calendar at government is full apparently, so that's fight a Wellington and convince them to tag it on to something else, so we can get through.
Cool. Yeah, thanks.
All right, thank you so much. That was really good, and we do want you there on the 4th if you can be on February.
I think it's, yeah.
Yeah.
We can give you a refund, Nick. Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Awesome.
There's not loads of dodgy seconds next week.
Thank you.
It's a long time walk.
Right, did we do the move and second of the governance report?
Don't know. Probably not.
Governance report, do I have a mover and a second?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, all in favour?
All right.
The date of the next meeting is Wednesday, the 4th of February, and that moves us to the resolution to exclude the public. Do I have a mover and a seconder for that resolution?
Yep.
Thank you, Mike and Sarah, and all in favour? So have a comfort break, eat cake, make tea.
Oh.
If there's any left, it's been sitting out there.
Megan saved it. It's been a